While my opponents may say that arranged marriages up the suicide rates and death rates, and that they're being forced into the marriage, and that they're too young, and also forced into slavery. But my teammates have said that arranged marriages have lower divorce rates, and divorces in traditional marriages make a family drift apart. But what they didn't reveal is that arranged marriages are actually proving to be better in the long run. According to Brian J. Willoughby, an assistant professor in the School of Family Life, says that arranged marriages actually work because they remove so much anxiety about is this the right person. He also states that arranged marriages start off kind of cold but begin to grow over time. Unlike traditional marriages, where they start off well but begin to die, possibly ending in a divorce. According to Michael J. Rosenfeld, an associate professor in the Department of Sociology, expresses that arranged marriage or not, that same person would have chosen somebody whom their parents have chosen. Say parents were able to put you in an arranged marriage. They would pair you up with someone with the same beliefs and similarities. Parents want you to accomplish goals and then think about a marriage. Therefore, arranged marriages are confirmed to work out well. Yes, they may not work 100% of the time, but it is better than the 50% divorce rate that is occurring in non-arranged marriages. It's time people stop worrying about who the right person is just to end up in a divorce because he or she was worried. It's time people learn to put love and family above personal comfort.
60 to 80% of arranged marriages are abusive. As experienced by Freddie Reese, again, her husband was always threatening that he would kill her. Based on my knowledge, it could also be the in-laws and other family and friends that could be abusing the spouse. The fact that women and men are abused by somebody that they don't know or might not even love is not right. These people are scared and have no way to leave because their culture says that it's wrong. The affirmative team says that because parents help pick the spouse, that it's going to work out better. But I disagree because based on my knowledge, not necessarily the parents know who that person truly is. As stated by Karma Narwala, she was taken out of school at age 8 because she would not say yes to marrying somebody she did not know. And also, my opponent said that arranged marriages are different from forced marriages, but I disagree, and that love grows over time with arranged marriages, but I disagree because my opponent stated no facts that love grows over time in arranged marriages. Also, out of all the 15 articles that my team used for their debate, all 15 were forced marriages. So that shows that forced marriages are more common than arranged marriages. Therefore, arranged marriages have secrets behind them. Not everybody tells the truth, as I'm sure we all know that. When violence happens in any kind of relationship, forced, arranged, or in our normal American culture, we know that not everybody goes and runs and tells somebody. The women and men are forced to stay quiet about what happens at home when nobody's around. The fact that it's wrong for the partner to leave in an arranged, forced, or in our American culture relationships is wrong. Just because the abuser does not want to be left alone, or they say it's never going to happen again, even though once it starts, it's a cycle that keeps repeating and repeating. I think that we need to end this cycle and get arranged marriages. Arranged marriages should not be common.
Arranged marriage is obviously a debatable issue. We believe it shouldn't be common or allowed in the United States. My opponents have said that The Bachelor is an arranged marriage, but I would completely disagree, because any of the men or women who can choose, they can choose not to marry the person that they are arranged with. And they can decide that the person isn't for them. They have a choice. And the type of arranged marriage that we've found and we talk about is forced. And no one has a choice. Therefore, The Bachelor is a competition where the contestants get a chance to fall in love with one man and woman. They get a choice. We have found that arranged marriages violate basic human rights that all people deserve. Human rights are rights that every single person should justifiably have. Isn't divorce your choice? Isn't marriage your choice? And shouldn't you be able to choose who you love? And what if your parents decide that the man they want you to marry is twice your age, or is abusive? No one knows what happens behind closed doors. Your parents wouldn't know that the man you are forced to marry could lead you to kidnapping, assaults, sexual offenses, suicide, and even murder. Janine Mraz is a name not many people know. She was just another victim of her arranged marriage gone bad. She had to commit suicide. Brady Rice also had a terrible arranged marriage. Hers didn't end in death, but in threats, abuse, and sexual assaults. Both women's human rights were violated. They weren't treated like a person should be. This damaged them. The emotional and physical damage left on a person because of a bad arranged marriage is horrific. Frankly, I can't imagine not being able to choose the person I spend the rest of my life with, let alone meeting them for the first time and getting married shortly after. Emotionally, it is hard to handle having such a huge relationship with someone not of your choice. But what if your enforced spouse abuses you? Just imagine that, because many of the arranged marriages lead to bad endings, although not all do. When we researched, we did find a few stories that ended well, with both man and woman happy, but we found all too many that that caused disaster and so much pain. Banaz Manood was probably the worst stories we found that happened in the United States. As reported by Miss Sangira, a detective in Birmingham, she, Banaz, told police that her family was planning to kill her because she left an abusive arranged marriage and was seen kissing another man. Her own family wanting to kill her because of her arranged marriages ended badly for her, mentally and physically. Not all arranged marriages have this outcome, but there are so many that do. Forced unions are not as common in the United States as somewhere like India, but it doesn't mean it's not a problem. This is why we believe that arranged marriages should be less common and not allowed. We have found that arranged marriages don't let the parents see who your spouse truly is, can lead to violence, increase suicide rates, and leave emotional and mental damage. Banaz Manood, who reported to police that her family was planning to kill her because she left an arranged marriage, was found a month later sexually assaulted by her husband and murdered by her own family.
My opponent said that divorce and marriage is a choice you have. But is it a choice that everybody should make? Arranged marriages, they limit people's choice. That's not a bad thing. I disagree that divorce and marriage should be a choice, because based on my research, arranged marriages last longer because people get fewer choices. They start out slow and they learn to love each other and trust each other as the relationship goes on and gets stronger. Arranged marriages aren't supposed to give people all the choices they have in a traditional marriage. They rely on parents to help them make decisions because they have a vaster knowledge and background experience with the field. Many people nowadays get married at a very young age, and it usually ends in a divorce. If you had your parents helping you, would you think you would make that same mistake? Or if your parents were helping you, would you have more knowledge and the experience? Your spouse would probably end up being someone more like you, more that you would end up enjoying being with. The parents, they don't make the decision for you. In an arranged marriage, both parties have a say. It's not forced upon them. Your parents help you to influence the decision. The two parties of the marriage can, indeed, say no. Therefore, even though my opponent said that arranged marriages don't give people choice, it does. It helps the relationship stay stronger for a shorter amount of time because of the fewer choices they get to make. My opponent also stated that arranged marriages cause emotional damage. But I disagree, because I would like to reinstate that in my opponent's closing statement, she said, in a forced marriages are not like in arranged marriages. A forced marriage, you get no consent and no say in in what happened. Therefore, the emotional damage does not come out to be equal to what my opponent says. My opponent also stated an example of how a woman left a relationship and she got punished for it. She got threats from her husband. What I say is, why did she get killed? She got killed because she, herself, chose to leave the relationship. It was her choice to leave, and it was her fault she got punished. There were better ways she could have dealt with it, but instead she ran away and found a different man. That is her fault that she got killed, because she chose to leave. Therefore, it is not arranged marriage that causes abuse.